The last time I was here, just a few days ago, I was checking on the sugar water that I had, the feeder, the top feeder that I had, and it looked like it was leaking. I mean, they had gone through probably 2 quarts, or maybe 2.5 quarts of sugar water in just a matter of a few days, which is highly unusual, highly unlikely that they would have done that. So I removed that. I did see a lot of sugar water leaking down. The problem with that is, even though it's sugar water and they like to drink that, to eat that, the problem with that is it could drown the bees. And so anyway, I removed that. I just closed it back up, and this is about 3 or 4 days later. I'm actually going to take a look and see what kind of damage all that water has done. This is toward the end. I think it's the 21st of September, and right in the middle or toward the end of the Goldenrod flow, which is they've been doing very well. I can smell the Goldenrod honey. Appears to be a good population here. Now keep in mind, this was originally a cutout from the walls, the internal walls of a cabin in Townsend. That's why I've dubbed it the Townsend Hive. And during the course of trying to get it to survive, I have added 4 frames, medium frames of brood to this, and now we're building up to the third. I put the third on here at the beginning of the Goldenrod flow. Not really sure if they would utilize that or not. We'll just take a look here and see. I can take a look at this right here. This is a piece of foundation. Do you see that? This is a bit of burr comb that they have built from that, and it's that pretty white comb which they're just building onto the attaching to the beginning of this frame here, and just going to build it down. Since they've done all that work, it does take about 10 times as much nectar to make comb as it does to make honey. And so since they've built that, I'm going to let them continue to keep that. And here is a frame. Can you see that? That is just solid, beautiful, solid honey. That's what they will use to last through the winter. And the other side, looks like the other side, they've got brood going on right here. And so since there's brood there, I want to make sure that that I don't, that the queen is not there and is not damaged. Beautiful work that they're doing. This is the 4th frame. They have that built out. I don't know if you can see that. They've got that built out, and they're beginning to put cap some of that with honey. Some of that is freshly capped. Some of it is just the nectar, or it could be the sugar water that had fallen down a few days ago. But regardless, it's what they're going to use to survive the winter. Another good frame of progress to get them through the winter. Okay, I've looked through all of the frames in the top super, and the 2 outer frames on both sides were just empty foundation like this right here. Um, but all of the other 8 frames, or excuse me, 6 frames, seem to be well filled out, drawn out with nectar and or capped honey to allow them to make it through the winter. So they are doing an exceptionally good job, a lot better than what I was anticipating. I really thought I was going to have to feed this hive through the winter. I want to take a quick look into the second brood chamber. Looks like I got a whole swarm of bees, not a swarm, but some newly young bees coming out to orient themselves. I truly hope that me taking their hive apart doesn't mess up their orientation. Now this is a frame that I put in that was just foundation only, and they have pulled it out and they're ready to, and they have started to put some honey in there. Frame number 2 is pulled out and starting to get filled and capped. It's not totally filled and capped. Take a look at frame number 3. Frame number 3 is probably halfway filled on both sides. And again, we've got a good pattern of honey here and here. This is probably going to become brood, I'm suspecting. Solid honey, and we've got brood on this side with fresh larvae. Okay, we're done looking at frame 2 or box 2, and there was brood starting in the 5th frame, and I stopped when on the 6th frame when I saw larvae, and so we'll just let them continue to do their business. So that's my Townsend hive, and it looks as though they have built up a good pattern of brood, a good amount of honey for their winter stores. I'm feeling very comfortable about this hive at the moment.